Hello and welcome to our quick introduction on how to join Splash in November 2020, which is happening everywhere. If you go to the familiar Splash 2020 website where you will find your program, you will notice something new for this year. As I click on the complete program the first time, the new software asks me these two questions. One is to pick a time zone for my conference. It does not have to be the recommended central time at all. It can be anything you want, and by default, if you click on select other time zone, it recommends your home time zone, which in my case is Wellington here in New Zealand. The second choice that I can make is a time band. It is a 12-hour time band that works for me. I always recommend you click on specify time band and pick a good 12 hours that work for you. Perhaps it's not from 8 to 8 in the evening, perhaps it's something like 9 or 10 until 9 or 10 in the evening. So in my case, I'll pick a 12-hour time band between 10 a.m. and 22 p.m. because I am a bit of a night owl. I click Save and it shows me the Splash 2020 program in nicely aligned 3 columns. As you can see, in my time zone, Splash happens to start at 2 a.m. Well, that's not a problem. As you can see, it nicely highlighted the fact that at my time band, the actual start of the conference is at 10 a.m. Here it is. Now you may think I will miss some talks. Thankfully, due to 12-hour mirroring, every single event and every single talk is repeated 12 hours apart. So the paper by Simon Fowler will be hosted at 10 a.m. my time in New Zealand, as well as later on 12 hours later at 12 p.m. The opening session and the keynote are also repeated. So at 2 p.m. in my local time zone, I'll be able to see opening session and the keynote by Jan Wittek, as well as join poster sessions and watch other talks. The 3-column view is also quite convenient because the papers for UPSLA and ECOUP all fit in one column, the papers for industry talk like Rebase all fit in the second column, and all papers for additional events such as Gypsy, SLE, SAS, Onward Essay, Onward Papers and DLS fit on the column on the right. Notice that the software is under the development, which is why it still thinks that Monday 16th of November starts between 6 and 7 p.m. my time. However, it's useful to be able to uniquely identify the so-called conference days, which of course make less and less sense as we work across time zones in a virtual world. You can also see that this conference is structured in 2-hour blocks. Each 2-hour block usually has 1 hour 20 minutes of talks, as you can see, 4 talks on ECOUP, 1 talk by Gillard on Rebase, and 4 talks on Gypsy and SLE, followed by 40 minutes Meet the Speakers. Meet the Speakers is an informal event where you expect you to socially interact in Cloud in ad hoc fashion. Some of the speakers from previous talks may choose to hang out in appropriate rooms during that time. Then you can see my night time happens between 10 p.m. and 10 a.m. and my day resumes on day 2 at 10 a.m. my time with a selection of talks as well as Rebase and Gypsy SLE talks for that day. The keynote happens later with the second poster session, and I never miss a thing. Finally, to view the program, I go to a newly updated Clouder. You have to receive your registration details after an email from registration for Splash and be able to join with your email and the password of your choice using ideally a Firefox or Chrome browser. When it logs in, you will be able to see the 3-column program that is so familiar to you on the left with any live events happening now showing directly in the left bar. If you click on this little icon, the 3 columns will be displayed to you. Of note, you can see that now they've rearranged themselves so that Rebase talks are in the middle and the ECOUP and UPSLA talks are now column on the right, and the Gypsy SLE and other Splash events are column on the left. This is due to how this, again, software in development works, which will read them in database and depending on the concurrency conditions, show the talks in 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, or 2, 3, 1 order, or whatever it see fit. If you then decide to go to a particular session, all you need to do is scroll down, say, to a Gypsy session, click on it. You will end up with the stream between 6 a.m. and 7:20 a.m. in this case in my time zone, where if I just relax and sit back, the YouTube through a particular Splash 3 stream will turn on and show me the recorded talks and 5 minutes of Q&A following each talk, and switch to the next talk with a contextual chat shown at the bottom as the talks progressed, where I can participate in each event. If I want to be particularly excited about a particular paper, I can go to the events in the session, click on, say, correctness by construction paper, because that's something I want to watch. Click on that and as well as watching the paper in the YouTube stream, participate in either chat or video discussion of this paper by joining via my browser, unmuting my microphone and video and clicking Join Now. That will make it one of the breakout rooms where correctness by construction is shown and discussed by people who are interested specifically in this paper. The breakout rooms can also be created yourself by simply going to a little coffee icon and clicking a plus to create one, or chats can be created by yourself. The last thing that you need to notice is that all attendees will be listed here if you click on an attendees button, and you can at any time select an attendee that you want to contact, such as Colin in this case, for example, and be able to send a direct message to initiate a conversation or a video chat. Hopefully you will enjoy Splash, and remember one last thing, that we also have our workshops outside of the 3 main streams. You will notice that if you click on something like Live Workshop, they're not going to be displayed in the column timetable, which is concentrating on the main 3 rooms. They will be shown in the detail table. Please come and attend at the time convenient to you. Venue is online, and enjoy Splash this year. Goodbye.